son in Emoha. Kebbi courts reinstating of Secondus as PDP national chairman generates comment. Government urged to fix brain drain amongst doctors on foreign scene. UK enters final stages of Kabul evacuation. I am Ifiemi Andrew.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Gunmen have killed a member of the disbanded OSPAC in Emoha local government area of River State alongside his son in Ibaha community. The man, Omao B. Oguzo, was killed on Tuesday, while his son Prince was killed on Thursday. The general commander of the disbanded OSPAC in the local government area, Emeka Wari, spoke to our correspondent on this.
I'm talking about what happened yesterday, killing the son. Later in the night, I have to receive another call that they've killed the father. You can see that in Iba community, where we thought that all crime has come down, right now the thing is becoming another different thing. That where these boys will enter into the community, nobody will give an information to tell the OSPAC or the security that this is what is happening there. They are somewhere.
Mr. Wari further alleged that the relatives of those who killed the man left the community because they were aware of the crime.
I am appealing to Nigerians, more especially Emoha local government. What is happening here, I don't know whether if I will say it is politicians, they are aiding these boys. Or I will say it is the community, Iba community, they are the one aiding these boys. You can see that when these boys came, they now asked their parents to leave their houses. You can see that all their father and their mother, all of them went away. That their parents know exactly what is happening, that they are coming to destroy the community and more especially to kill the husband. My advice to my men is that they have to be very careful.
Meanwhile, one of the repentant cultists in Kema Nyeke, popularly known as 1 Million, who was accused of leading hoodlums to kill the OSPAC member and his son, has denied any involvement in the crime.
This morning, everybody calling me everywhere, disturbing me that I'm coming back and kill somebody. One woman have denounced courtesan. I'm not a member of a courtesan again. Please, I am begging state government to come to Iba and look into the matter. What is bringing the problem at Iba? And let them call commissioner of houses. Make him look into the community where the OSPAC where is brought. Local government have to stop their job. They have to stop job. Stop disturbing people. Stop doing bunkery. Second bunkery. They have scattered Iba. They don't make everybody wait of Iba. Then they talk again.
The Rivers State Police Command is yet to speak on the matter, but yesterday our correspondent gathered that the Divisional Police Officer of Rumuji and heads of other security agents, including the Nigeria Army, visited the community. 4 months ago, some repentant cultists accused OSPAC in Iba of killing about 6 of their members, a claim the OSPAC leadership denies. The leadership of All Ogoni Youth Congress, led by Nwibani Marcos, has called on youths in the 4 Ogoni-speaking local government areas not to allow themselves to be used to cause trouble in the movement for the survival of Ogoni people, MASOP. Mr. Marcos, while addressing Ogoni youths on the need to have a formidable MASOP, condemned the division among youths in the area.
There is the need for young Ogonis to equip themselves with the necessary leadership skills for active participation in development conversation. MOSOP as of today has over 5 persons parading in falsehood as MOSOP president, and the youth are not talking. Rather, they further divided themselves into groups supporting these gullible elements with no vision. Therefore, he or she sponsoring this division in MOSOP or identifying with anybody in the name MOSOP for the purpose of oil exploration should be aware and be warned that MOSOP as of today has no leadership.
The President General of All Ogoni Youth Congress also urged the youths, including those who mean well for the progress of Ogoni nationality, to support the move to have one united Masop.
Refusal to do the Ogoni axis of the east-west route, especially the One junction to Eneme junction, even after all chiefs and elders entreats, appeals, now capped with the all-time rated peace 1 week protest recently. It is in the light of the above that we enjoin all Ogoni youths, allies and leaders of Ogoni to come out, support and key into the National Congress slated 2nd October 2021 to midwife a one united Ogoni by United Mosop in synergy with AOYC, All Ogoni Youth Congress.
Moving on, a lawyer, J.O. Chukwu, has described the order from the Kebbi State High Court which reinstated Uche Secondus as PDP national chairman as judicial rascality. The lawyer told our correspondent that the order cannot stand.
The order made by the River State High Court sitting in Bigima cannot be overruled by another state high court because they are both courts of coordinate jurisdiction. Apart from the issue of territorial jurisdiction, the fact that both courts are have coordinate jurisdiction, it cannot. To me, as a lawyer, it is an abuse of judicial process, and I would say that it is the highest species of judicial rascality.
On his part, public affairs analyst Sogbeye Isokariari says the PDP will be lying if it says there is no division in the party. He accused the party of laying the foundation for the crisis the country is currently facing.
The PDP does not have the capacity to rule the nation. They laid the foundation of where we are now. And the crisis in there, going from bad to worse. Can't imagine a group of people meeting and saying that they are confirming the acting as somebody, the deputy national president, to act in the place of the chairman. It's ridiculous. They have not told us where they are. They belong in the divide. They've not been able to settle themselves. Don't come and tell us you have the capacity to settle the nation. Who is fooling who? And there are two judgments when they have no faction. Two different people are going to court asking for two different things in the same place where there are no factions. Let us know that they don't have the capacity to rule this nation.
Recall that Justice Nusirat Umar of the Kebbi State High Court ordered the return of Uche Secondus as the PDP national chairman in a suit brought by 3 members of the PDP. Secondus and the PDP are first and second respondents in the suit. Meanwhile, the PDP has affirmed its deputy national chairman South, Ifiemi Akinwumi, as the acting national chairman of the party. The party's national publicity secretary Kola Olugbodunyo made the announcement in Abuja after a private meeting of the National Working Committee.
We have no faction in the People's Democratic Party. The motion was moved, and Elder Ifiemi Akinwumi was unanimously approved as the acting chairman. It's interesting for you to know that this is in line with the provisions of our constitution. The party is fully back on stream. We are sailing properly, and I will also let you know our board of trustee meeting is going on as we speak. Tomorrow we are going to have a caucus meeting. The National Working Committee will also meet tomorrow, preparatory for the next meeting, which will hold on Saturday.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who also spoke after the meeting, said the party's crisis has been resolved.
You have an internal crisis in your house, in your department, in your village, in everywhere. It's normal. But what makes you different is your ability to resolve that crisis. And we have proved to Nigerians that we have that ability to resolve our internal crisis. And therefore the crisis or crises, I don't know what is the plural of crisis, that is facing this country, from banditry to kidnapping, name it, for God's sake. We have that capacity to resolve all those crises.
Still ahead, government urged to fix brain drain amongst doctors. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Number of Nigerian doctors who turned out for the Saudi Arabian medical job interview at the Sheraton Hotel, Abuja, were disappointed as they met the venue empty with no one to attend to them. Correspondent NL Kun, who visited the hotel, quoted one of the staff as saying that they got instructions not to provide space for the job interview to hold. The first vice president of the National Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Erome Adejo, however, confirmed that the job interview is ongoing at a secret location and none of its members were harassed.
Yes, I heard a rumor that the government prevented them, but I have not confirmed it. The interview did not happen in Charity, but it happened somewhere else, and nobody was arrested. But why it didn't happen in Charity is because of the media outcry, and because I feel the government is ashamed that they should have taken the proper step, not infringing on the fundamental human rights of it.
Dr. Adejo also raised concerns about a large number of Nigerian senior medical personnel and consultants who have been attracted by the Saudi Arabian Health Ministry.
Senior registrars going away. The battle is there. The people that will become consultants to supervise the senior registrars that will teach others in future will no longer there. You and I know what will happen. I am not a prophet, so I will not prophesy what will happen. You and I know that it will not be palatable.
Some of the visibly angry doctors argued that it is of no use for them to stay back as the country lacks the enabling environment to encourage them to render services in their homeland. A surgeon, Professor Nze Jebin, has called on government at all levels to fix the brain drain amongst doctors by improving their welfare. Professor Jebin made this call while delivering the 172nd inaugural lecture of the University of Port Harcourt.
State government should, as a matter of urgency, formulate and fund screening protocols for breast and colorectal cancers. This will go a long way to reduce the morbidity and mortality associated with these conditions, which have assumed epidemic proportions in the country. Concerted efforts should be put into health awareness campaigns so that Nigerians will begin to present early to health institutions when they fall ill. There is need to reduce the morbidity and mortality associated with delayed presentation by Nigerians who suffer from cancer and other diseases like typhoid fever.
Professor Nze Jebin, who spoke on the inaugural lecture topic, the General Surgeon, Jack of all trades, Master of all, explained the importance of general surgery to society.
That the General Surgeon is an operating physician trained to excel academically and professionally. His operative domains traverse the length, breadth, and depth of the human body. He is highly sought after. Like every surgeon, is a doctor who works and gets glaring results. With the level of development his practice of surgery has attained currently, the society should feel free to engage the services of a surgeon when the need arises, and this should be done on time for the best outcome to be realized. Such specialization in general surgery has its merits, but no society, whether urban or rural, can do without broad-based general surgical training and practice.
Correspondent Seberuwari reports that members of the academia, management staff of the university, and family members of the inaugural lecturer, among others, attended the event. The federal government is not the 7th Connect World Cup qualifiers. English Premier League clubs are refusing to release players in the coronavirus red list because of the lengthy quarantine they would face upon their return.
We bring you news from around the world.
Ministry of Defense says it has entered the final stages of its Kabul evacuation and no more people will be called to the airport to leave. Defense Secretary Ben Wallace said it is with regret that not everyone has been able to be evacuated. The MOD said processing facilities at a hotel outside the airport in Kabul has been closed. It comes after 2 explosions hit Kabul airport on Thursday, killing about 90 people, among them 13 U.S. military personnel. Mr. Wallace said the UK's withdrawal has nothing to do with the attack. On the news this afternoon, you heard that gunmen have killed an OSPAC member alongside his son in Emoha. Kebbi State High Court's reinstating of Secondus as PDP national chairman is generating comments. The government has been urged to fix brain drain among doctors. On the foreign scene, the UK has entered the final stages of its Kabul evacuation. Rainfo.fm. Partly sunny weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for listening.